Good afternoon. Good afternoon to all of you. Mrs. Reema Ruby, Diplomat, Mauritius High Commission. Dr. Richa Sharma, Deputy Director, ICSSR, Ministry of Education, Government of India. Dr. Vikas Gupta, Registrar of University of Delhi. Professor Neera Agnimitra, Convener, Centenary Celebrations, University of Delhi. Professor Gajendra Singh, Head, Department of African Studies. Respected Deans, Head of the Departments, my international delegates, principals of different colleges of University of Delhi, teachers, officers, invited guests, and my dear gifted students, good afternoon to all of you. Today, first of all, I would like to congratulate Department of African Studies for organizing a conference on a topic which is relevant, important, interesting, meaningful, and useful, Gandhi and Gandhism today, energizing India's relations with Africa. So there are three words, Gandhi, Gandhism, and India's relationship with Africa. All are very, very important for all of us. But before discussing that, as we all know, Delhi University has completed 100 years, and India has also completed 75 years of its independence. Congratulations to all of you. और गांधी को गए भी 75 years हो गए, गांधी को गए भी 75 years हो गए, and now after 75 years, University of Delhi through Department of African Studies is organizing a conference on a topic of mutual interest. I would like to thank again Department and Professor Gajendra Singh for such initiative. Those who are outsiders, like those who are not from University of Delhi, I would like to share that this is the historic building. This is Vice Regal Lodge, a historic building, and Gandhi came many times in this historic building. When Gandhi came many times, and when capital was shifted from Calcutta in British India, this was the residence cum office of the Viceroy of British India. 5 Viceroys stayed here from 1912 to 1931. When Rashtrapati Bhavan was ready, then the government of British India was shifted from this place. So this is a very, very historic place. Gandhi also came to St. Stephen's in 1929. And then he tried to energize the people of India for freedom movement. Then also Gandhi came again here, and Gandhi-Irwin Pact was signed in this building. The day was 5th March 1931. 5th March 1931, Gandhi-Irwin Pact was signed. Mahatma Gandhi and Lord Irwin, Viceroy of British India, both signed that pact. But 8 meetings were held here. It was not signed in a meeting, but 8 meetings were held here from 17th February 1931 to March 5th March 1931. And they spent more than 24 hours in all 8 meetings. Many people, many historians, political scientists can argue that there was hardly any outcome of Gandhi-Irwin Pact. Today is not the day to discuss the outcome of the Gandhi-Irwin Pact, but yes, in October 1929, Viceroy Irwin announced vague offer of dominion status for India, and this whole pact was in and around the dominion status. British government decided not to give us the dominion status, but Gandhi managed to have 90,000 political prisoners released under this pact. 90,000 prisoners were released. And I am also thankful that this pact was not successful. We could not get dominion status. We got full freedom. And we are very lucky that that was not successful. But the point, now coming to the point, is Gandhi relevant today? This is the question which is to be asked time and again. Is Gandhi relevant today? Is Gandhi important today? Is Gandhi meaningful today? तो इसके साथ एक कई बार मन में बात आती है कि गांधी को गांधी क्या बनाता है, गांधी बनते कैसे हैं? 3 शब्द हैं जो बहुत इस्तेमाल होते हैं, त्याग, सत्य और अहिंसा। त्याग, सत्य और अहिंसा। पर भारत में तो बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो त्यागी हैं, बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं जो सत्य है, सत्य की बात करते हैं, सत्य में विश्वास भी करते हैं और अहिंसा में भी विश्वास करते हैं, पर वो सारे गांधी तो नहीं है। ऐसे बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो सत्याग्रह भी करते हैं। चौथा शब्द जो गांधी के साथ जुड़ता है, सत्याग्रह। सत्य, अहिंसा, त्याग और सत्याग्रह, all these 4 words are necessary but not a sufficient condition to become Gandhi. गांधी को गांधी बनाता है उनकी निडरता और जिद। गांधी को गांधी बनाता है उनकी निडरता और उनकी जिद। So if you want to become a Gandhi, then you should have right mix of satya, tyag, ahimsa, satyagraha, nidarta and zid. That's why in last 75 years we could not have another Gandhi. It is not easy to have Gandhi. It is not easy to afford Gandhi also. गांधी ने अपने लिए कुछ नहीं किया, गांधी ने अपनों के लिए भी कुछ नहीं किया। यासिर खान का एक शेर है कि आप नफरत को मोहब्बत से बदल सकते हैं, आप नफरत को मोहब्बत से बदल सकते हैं, ये वो सिक्के हैं जो हर दौर में चल सकते हैं। एंड गांधी वॉज द एक्सपर्ट ऑफ दीज सिक्का। नफरत से मोहब्बत में बदलने का सिक्का गांधी को चलाना आता था, उन्होंने खूब चलाया। कभी चला कभी नहीं चला, पर उन्होंने चलाने की हमेशा कोशिश करी। गांधी ने आजादी के आंदोलन में आम लोगों को गांधी ने जोड़ा, छोटे छोटे एक्सपेरिमेंट करके जोड़ा, छोटी छोटी बातों से जोड़ा और भारत के मन को आजादी के लिए गांधी ने तैयार किया। चरखा चलाओ, सूत कातो, खादी पहनो। अब वैसे सोचो तो उससे क्या होने वाला है, लेकिन कोई खादी का कुर्ता पहन लेता था, उसको लगता था कि मैं कहीं कुछ अपना कंट्रीब्यूशन दे रहा हूं इसमें। जो चरखा चला रहा है वो भी कंट्रीब्यूशन देता था। नमक आंदोलन हम सब जानते ही हैं, और अभी डांडी मार्च की जो बात करी, ये सब जो सिंबल्स थे ये गांधी ने आम आदमी को जोड़ने के लिए इस्तेमाल किए। और गांधी इसके एक्सपर्ट थे, और गांधी मैसेजिंग के भी एक्सपर्ट थे। हम सब जानते हैं जब गांधी जी 2nd राउंड टेबल में पार्टिसिपेट करने के लिए इंग्लैंड गए तो गांधी जी अपनी बकरी साथ ले गए, और जब शिप से गांधी उतरे और बकरी उतरी तो मैं भी कई बार सोचता हूं, यार बकरी गाय को साथ ले गए गांधी। ऐसा तो है नहीं कि गांधी का ट्रिप बकरी के बिना हो नहीं सकता था, पर गांधी बकरी लेकर गए। वो क्यों लेके गए उन्होंने कहीं लिखा नहीं है, तो हमको पता नहीं है कि वो क्यों ले गए, लेकिन पूरे इंटरनेशनल मीडिया में गांधी छा गए। अगले दिन गांधी भी छपे, बकरी भी छपी। ये गांधी को गांधी बनाता है। और विंस्टन चर्चिल ने इरिटेट होकर गांधी को जब कहा कि ये नंगा फकीर कहां से आ गया, तो उसमें बकरी का भी कुछ योगदान जरूर रहा होगा, क्योंकि वो तो बहुत एलीट था। ही वॉज फ्रॉम ए वेरी एलीट क्लास, और ही कुड नॉट डाइजेस्ट ए लीडर लाइक गांधी विद ए बकरी। बट बिकॉज गांधी वॉज एक्सपर्ट ऑफ giving messages in India, outside India, and at an appropriate time. Now, if we want to think about Gandhi, कि गांधी है कहां, we will find गांधी नोट्स पे हैं, 500 रुपए पे है, 100 रुपए पे भी गांधी हैं, सब जगह हैं। गांधी राजघाट पे हैं, गांधी सरकारी दफ्तरों में भी टंगे हुए हैं। कभी कभी जो लोग न्याय मांगते हैं वो भी गांधी को याद करते हैं। कुछ लोग राजघाट पे भी जाते हैं गांधी को याद करने के लिए, कि सिंबल देने के लिए, सत्य अहिंसा का, तो सत्याग्रह का सिंबल देने के लिए राजघाट पे जाते हैं। लेकिन नीतियां, द बेनिफिट्स ऑफ पॉलिसी शुड गो टू द लास्ट पर्सन That was the dream of Gandhi for independent India. And I'm happy to share that, and most of you know that Government of India is exactly doing the same thing. For example, benefit should go directly to the last person of the queue. Ujjwala Yojana, food security, Khad Suraksha. Food security, 82 crore people are directly getting something from the food security. It has never happened. गांधी क्या चाहते थे कि मेरे देश में कोई भूखा न सोए, मेरे देश में कोई भूखा न सोए. Government of India has ensured through this scheme, food security scheme, that कोई भूखा नहीं सोएगा. This is what is Gandhi and Gandhism. Bank account, DBT, Atmanirbhar Bharat, these all were the ideas of Gandhi in different form, but now Government of India is working very hard for implementation of such ideas. That's why Gandhi is relevant, Gandhi is important, and Gandhi is also a driving force in today's India. In 1893, Gandhi went to South Africa when he was only 24 years old. But when he came back in 1915, when Gandhi was 45 years old, जब अपने लिए थोड़ा नाम बना चुके थे, he spent around 22 years in South Africa. So गांधी को गांधी Part 1 South Africa ने बनाया. We would like to thank the people of South Africa for that. गांधी को गांधी बनाया. Now coming to the last part is relationship of India and Africa. Relationship of India and Africa, relationships are very, very important for India. I don't know whether it is that important for Africa, but I can surely say from Indian side that relationship is in the interest of India. Why? Africa is the home of the world's fastest growing and youngest population. 1 in 3 people born today is an African. 1 in 3. So fastest growing, youngest population. And 3 of the top 10 economies with fastest growing growth rate are in Africa. 3 out of 10 fastest growing economies are in Africa. And you know, if we talk about the performance of India in terms of economics, we got independence in 1947. Our size of economy, $1 trillion economy, we achieved in 2007. It took 60 years for India to have $1 trillion economy, 60 years. But in 2014, after 7 years, we became $2 trillion economy. And in 2019, India became $3 trillion economy only after 5 years. It means what? First $1 trillion we took 60 years. Next $1 trillion, 7 years. And third $1 trillion, only 5 years. And prediction is by 2050, India should be the economy of $30 trillion. This will be the size of our economy if we are able to maintain the growth rate of our country. So after, it means what? $30 trillion means what? After 1930, India will add $1 trillion every year. Imagine we took 60 years to have $1 trillion economy. Predictions are that India will have $1 trillion addition every year after 1930 up to another 15 years. How? This is possible only with the help of Africa. I am saying with the help of Africa, not saying at the cost of Africa. Let me make it very clear. With the help of Africa, we will be able to achieve these targets because in terms of resource base, Africa holds 30% of the world's mineral resources, 8% of the world's natural gas, 12% of world's oil reserves, world's largest reserves of gold, 40%, largest reserves of cobalt, diamonds, platinum, uranium in the world, and 90% of the chromium and platinum is in Africa. See, understand the power of Africa. And if we have to if we have to do something very, very significant for India, then this collaboration can do wonders for us. That's why this relationship is very, very important for us. E-commerce and financial tech are driving the digital economy, and the mobile industry size is $132 billion US, with 500 million subscribers across the continent. See what is happening there. An International Renewable Energy Agency, IRENA, in the report said Africa could meet nearly a quarter of its energy needs from indigenous and clean renewable energy by 2030. Modern renewable amounting to 310 gigawatt could provide half the continent's total electricity generation capacity. It means what? Renewable energy will be very, very significant in Africa, in India also, and you know India is doing very well in that. So if we can replicate those studies in Africa and some of the countries in Africa, we will not only do good for Africa, but also do good for India. So the connection of India and Africa cannot be limited only to Gandhi, but Gandhi is a leading force for India and South Africa and Africa. Nelson Mandela, in a speech made in New Delhi, October 15, 1990, referred Gandhi as hero of both India and South Africa. We should be very, very sensitive about the ties and the bridge which Gandhi has made for us. We should take advantages of that bridge of emotions, bridge of commitment, bridge of sincerity between Africa and India. Gandhi was aware of the race prejudice of the whites and was against the Indians and Africans. On 25th October 1894, he wrote that the Indians do not regret that capable natives can exercise the franchise. They would regret if they were otherwise. They, however, assert that they too, if capable, should have the right. You, in your wisdom, would not only allow Indians or the natives the precious privilege under any circumstances because they have a dark skin. From here, we know India and Africa had same experiences under colonial rule. We suffered a lot. Africa and India, we both suffered a lot during colonial rule. But those days are over now. We should not worry about it, and we should work for the future, for the bright future. And Government of India is committed to pull out Africa from the politics of discrimination in direction of same steps that we should take. First is the trade. Trade between India and Africa grew from $68.6 billion in 2011, and now it has crossed $90 billion, or more than $90 billion, highest ever levels. India's 5 leading export destinations in Africa are South Africa, Nigeria, Egypt, Togo, and Kenya. India's 5 import partners from Africa are South Africa, Nigeria, Guyana, Egypt, and Angola. It means in terms of export as well as import, both are doing very well. Only we have to strengthen that. Petroleum products are the largest export from India to Africa, accounting to more than 21% of India's total export. It means total 21% we are exporting to Africa only in 2023. Imagine when India will add $1 trillion every year, what will happen? And Indian exports to Africa also includes vehicles other than railways, tramways, pharmaceutical products, cereals, machinery, and mechanical appliances. And Rima is from Mauritius. So Mauritius remains a leading investor in India. Mauritius remains the leading investor in India, which accounts for more than 26% of the India's overall FDI inflow. When I got these statistics, I was not aware of that. Like 21% inflow is from Mauritius. I would like to thank Madam and the High Commission that, such a wonderful number, 21%. South Africa and Morocco are some of the other African countries with significant investments in India. India can set up joint ventures for growth of both India and Africa. For example, banking and financial services. Now, India has the success story of UPI. We all know Unified Payment Interface. Every Indian is now doing the transactions through Paytm or Google Pay or similar platforms and applications. This is a real success story. We can replicate such success stories in Africa also, in many countries of Africa. So banking and financial sectors, transportation, information, healthcare services, professional and technical consulting services, education and skill development. Now, Government of India has also decided that Indians, universities can also open their institutions in other countries, and vice versa also. They can also open universities in our country. It means what? In the coming years, some of good Indian institutions may open universities in different countries of Africa. That will also bring new tie-ups. Africa has about 25% of the planet's land mass, and if the potential of African agriculture was unleashed, it will have the sort of revolution that has occurred in other parts of the world. But it has not occurred in Africa. If they are able to do it, we should also find our role in that, because we have expertise in agriculture. We also have expertise in technology of agriculture. Then, if we are able to do so, this planet would not worry about food at all, because Africa would supply food to the entire planet. That is the power in Africa. Indian Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has placed the rapidly expanding partnership in the context of interlinked resurgence of India and Africa. He said, today the heartbeat of 1.3 billion Indians and 1.3 billion Africans are in rhythm. We will raise the level of our support for our vision of a prosperous, integrated and united Africa that is a major partner for the Made in New Delhi, पढ़ के बोलने में दिक्कत है कि कागज इधर उधर हो जाए, तो I think कोई बात नहीं. So Prime Minister said that the India and Africa, because we have many things in common, so many tie-ups are possible in education, healthcare, finance and banking. And I hope that in the coming years, new MOUs will sign in India and Africa, and both will be benefit. So this is the right time for a conference in a university like University of Delhi, which is a capital town of India. I hope that something good, something different will come out. When the experts will deliberate, they should find the areas of cooperation, collaborations for the welfare of both India and Africa. My good wishes to all of you, and good wishes to the conference organizers, and I am thankful that they have invited me to share some of my views. Thank you very much.